Hail and well met. Welcome to book 3 of the Westgate Irregulars campaign with the Dungeon Scrawlers. I am Eric Scott to be exceptionally tall, author and forever DM of this campaign. It's not actually true. I have had guest DMs on multiple occasions, but now we are back for the main story and I am taking control once again. And on that note, I will cede control. Take it away, Aaron.
Hi, I'm Erin M. Evans. I'm the author of the Brimstone Angels saga, and I play Tsetseliya, a half-elf who is definitely not a warlock. I am going to tell you about our sponsor real quick. Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms is a strategy game that unites iconic Dungeons & Dragons characters from novels, campaigns, and popular shows into one epic adventure, and that includes characters from my books, Frida, Havlar, and Mahen. The game is available for PC and Mac on Steam and Web, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, iPad, iPhone, and on all Android devices. They have a lot of really cool retirement sales going on right now. It is Agaron's Day, which is an excellent event. I believe that you can still unlock Prudence, the new champion. There's just a lot of fun stuff going on. Like always, if you don't know what I'm talking about and you'd like to, you can check them out at www.idlechampions.com. If you do know what I'm talking about, you're probably here for a chest code. Type in the command at the bottom of the screen and it will give you that code that you can put into your game. But stick around and let us know if you got anything cool.
Hey, I'm Rhiannon Held. I write urban fantasy under that name and then space opera under RZ Held. And I play Artemisia, a half-elf sorcerer who really likes lightning.
Hey, I'm Yang Wang, and I play Stong MacGuck, the barrel-chested, barrel-wearing, very hairy heir to the Murder Bear tribe. I'm going to tell you about our Jumbo D20 giveaway that we're doing today. So if you take a look like right over that way, we are giving away a custom Jumbo D20 made by our good friend Teacup the creator. When I say custom, I mean custom. You could tell her to make it any way that you want. You could choose any colors to tailor it to your specific character. You could put in like little, bits of like lightning or glitter, the bones of your enemies, like whatever you want to ship her, and like we can just keep it between us and we don't need to tell the FBI. So type in !enter to enter, and entry is free. So why not?
I was just thinking, if you even just get a hair of an enemy or a fingernail pairing and put that in the die, that could be legit. That could be some sympathetic magic right there.
Yeah, exactly.
But maybe they would make your die roll badly. I
well,
don't know about that, man.
I guess you'd know right away whether it worked or not, or if it backfired.
Oh, that's a die. It's a literal die of fate, and you just
I kind of feel like I should step in here briefly to remind everybody that shipping human body parts through the USPS is technically illegal.
Okay, but
I mean, come on, there's a lot of illegal things shipped through USPS.
We're not condoning it.
Yeah, we just don't need to know.
It's only illegal if they catch you.
Right.
Huh.
See.
Yeah, and you can always
remember,
use UPS.
I feel like you need to say your disclaimer after that comment, Emily.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go after Steven.
I'm Stephen Merlino. I play Sturge, an arcane trickster magic user. Mostly, though, he's a rogue who likes magic. He is human, and he looks a lot like this guy right here.
I'm Emily Tang. I'm a writer and game designer at Wizards of the Coast. Important disclaimer that also covers everything that's just discussed. All opinions expressed in the stream are my own and do not represent Wizards of the Coast. And I am playing Caleb Amakir, an Avarial wannabe necromancer with commitment issues.
Awesome.
Very succinct summation.
Yeah. I'm Randy Henderson, and clearly I play the wizard. No, I play the dwarf cleric, Rogar Battlebairn, and Baby Gay. And he's just finally, he's free to be himself right now. So we'll see what happens.
Great. Here we go. We ready?
Ready as we're gonna be.
Let's do it.
Instant TPK. Meteor swarm. Let's go.
Rocks fall, everyone
You
dies.
start casting a spell, wild surge, you all die. Yeah, end of campaign. No,
Okay,
all right.
no.
Okay. Myrtle, 1485. Westgate, city of thieves and scoundrels. Westgate, city that has tasted one disaster after another in the last year. From an earthquake to an uprising against the Merchant Council to a Githyanki invasion that brought the city to its knees. Westgate, the city on the inner sea that yet stands, beaten but not broken. The city has rarely known this level of tension. Not since the calamities of the Wailing Years or the Time of Troubles has the gateway to the west come so close to breaking. The Merchant Council's power is gone, and the city has no Krollmark. Those entities that maintain any degree of power have struggled to keep order in the streets, but they face stark challenges. Drawn to the power vacuum, the lesser merchant houses squabble amongst themselves, while coin changers exploit the chaos with exorbitant prices. No one house will gain power, though. Anti-monarchist sentiment has run strong in the city's roots, and the common folk are loath to accept yet another corrupt regime. The threats are not all mundane either. Orcs roam the seedier districts, and a number of Githyanki stranded after the invasion have gone to ground, hiding their identities to avoid reprisals. Meanwhile, without sufficient swords to keep them at bay, monsters have begun to creep into the city like vermin, and the sewers have become increasingly treacherous. The city has never needed heroes more, but the Westgate Irregulars have other concerns just at the moment. So we're going to start, in fact, with Tsetseliya.
Okay.
Tsetseliya,
Mhm.
you start awake, the last vestiges of a nightmare flitting away as though afraid of the rays of dawn leaking through the window. Strong arms enfold you, and a comfortingly familiar voice murmurs into the top of your head. A nightmare, Tsetseliya, Sarshan says, his voice soft. You're safe now. The danger is past. And then he just kind of strokes your hair.
That does not feel right. I'm assuming that does not feel right. So unless you're going to make me make some kind of a check, Tsetseliya is sits up. She's very shaken. And for new viewers, Tsetseliya is a young woman. She's a half elf. She has dark brown hair. She has kind of like light brown eyes. And she is the human side. She is from Rashomon, which is far off to the east, and is maybe just a tiny bit like maybe influenced by Russia, just a little. And the last thing she's sort of trying to put together what's going on, because she feels like the last thing she remembered was something bad happening, something very bad happening, and maybe it was the nightmare, maybe it was all a nightmare, but she can't shake the feeling that something is very, very wrong. So she's gonna grab Sarshan's hand and just be like, are you okay? Are you?
Sarshan, who is a very handsome, very muscular elf man with long, flowing red hair, who never remembers to wear a shirt, let alone shoes, and is surprised that nobody wants to grant him service when he goes into a tavern. He looks down at your hand and he looks up at you and says, I'm perfectly fine. Are you all right?
No,
You were having a nightmare, I think.
Yeah, just it felt really something happened to you.
No, I'd
Something
remember.
happened. And she's going to, I'm assuming you're going to steer me if I start going wild. She's going to look down at his chest, where she remembers a sword coming out and him being really badly injured. She's gonna put her hand there and just check, like, there's not a hole here. There's not blood coming up between her fingers or anything.
He feels soft and warm. There are little scars, but they're all familiar little scars. Certainly no gaping hole in his chest. And he goes, ha, that tickles.
Did you? That was a different one. Usually I have the same nightmare, right? The ice cave, the bone claw, Viscaris, and then sometimes my dad. But it was you, and somebody killed you.
Oh well.
Took you?
I'm certain I would remember that. Maybe you need some tea or some of that cough thing. I'll be right back. And he hops out of bed and runs toward the hallway.
Am I in my room?
Mm-hmm. And the rays of dawn are peeking through the window.
We'll look out the window. Do we see the rose garden like I usually see the rose garden?
You do, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good. Weird. Okay. And the room looks normal. It feels weird. Feel like that after nightmare kind of hazy weirdness where you feel like maybe you're not sure you're awake.
Mhm.
Maybe you are dreaming now and that was real. That weird kind of feeling. She's gonna go around and kind of touch things.
Okay, so you
finds her, like, her
swing your
mask.
legs. You swing your legs out from
Yeah.
bed.
I got up to look at the window. I assume
Yeah.
I got out of the bed.
Okay,
but I
something
don't know.
squishes under your toes, and you
Ew.
see the withered remains of a dismembered bird left
Ew.
as though some kind of offering,
Oh,
a very
that's
familiar
right.
offering.
So there's she looks around for Cyril, who is a cat that she it was kind of attached to, but he picked Artemisia to be Artemisia's familiar. It's fine. Things happen. It's fine.
But that was a long time ago.
Was it?
Well, it was on green grass morning.
That was a while ago.
And you
That
look
was
out the window and you see decorations strewn up for green grass, which was at least a 10-day ago.
Yeah, and then a lot of stuff happened since. That I would
Darshan
like
appears in the doorway holding a
Wait,
tray.
maybe- Okay.
He says, "Oh,
What day is it?
really, Tsetseliya, you really shouldn't worry about it." He goes and puts the
I-
tray on the table.
Okay. I
That
shouldn't
little
worry
totally
about what day it is. Do you hear that? Does that sound bananas to you? I mean, I don't know what bananas are. Does that sound
worked.
loony to you?
Pineapples?
Does it sound
looks-
pineapples to you?
He looks suddenly very, very sad, and he says, "Look, we don't have very much time.
What? Why?
This might be the last time we ever have together."
What? Are you breaking up with me?
No, I would never do that, Tsetseliya. That's not what I mean. And the room starts to darken around you. He says,
I'm gonna
"Oh,
pull up some Eldritch Blast.
she's coming."
Who's coming? Wait a minute. Oh, this feels weird familiar.
He reaches out for you, and then suddenly this blade bursts through his chest,
Yeah, I'm sorry, put my hand over it like I'm gonna stop it somehow.
and it pulls him back into the darkness.
Can I jump? I should
Roomish.
grab him.
Yep, he slips through your fingers.
That's probably gonna happen anyway, so my dex is not great.
Yep. You find yourself staggering in a room turned black, with a faint greenish glow behind you.
I want to summon my axe.
Okay, your axe appears in your hands, bristling with flames,
I see
and you realize that it's not the axe that you normally summon.
Oh, okay, not icy flames. What?
Right. You meant to summon your axe, but instead you're holding Sarshan's sword in your hands.
Okay. Interesting. Can I hit whoever I feel like whoever has the green glow is meaning no good for me.
All right, so you spin
Cecilia's
around.
definitely gonna approach I'm gonna hit him.
Okay. So you spin around ready to fight,
Mhm.
and you see the room, the bed, and all the furniture has coalesced into a single standing green framed hourglass full of golden sand, which is trickling down. And you see Sarshan inside the hourglass in the bottom.
Oh,
The
break
sand
the-
is up to his knees at this point.
I would
and
like
he's
to break
just-
the hourglass.
He's just like, he's trying to talk to you, but
I would like
can't
to
hear
break the
anything.
hourglass.
all right, you hit it with the sword.
I feel like I'm gonna Eldritch Blast it actually,
Okay.
because this
In
is
this
not my
game-
sword.
There is a house rule that Eldritch Blast can affect inanimate objects. I see you in the chat.
Don't make me rant about it, chat. Don't make me.
Okay.
It just gives Eric heart palpitations. So. Okay.
I haven't had any of this wonderful whiskey yet, so yeah, you cast your Eldritch Blast at the hourglass. They bounce off the glass,
Oh.
although they are leaving little small indentations, maybe.
Okay.
The sand is now up to Sarshan's waist.
Okay, I guess I'll try the sword if it feels all weird, but I'm gonna hit it.
Okay. The sword rebounds from it, but you have left a little divot in the glass.
Can I smite it when I do that?
You funnel all of your Eldritch power into the sword.
Yeah, technically this isn't my packed weapon, but I would try. She would try. Tsetseliya would try.
Oh yeah, it goes into it.
All right. Then that I have this vague feeling like it's not going to matter, but that's extra damage. Should I bother rolling it?
Yeah, you should. Tell me how much damage you inflict to it.
So whatever the sword does,
You
'cause
can't
I
really
don't have the
crit
sword.
it because it's an object.
Right. So whatever the sword does, because I don't have the sword stats, but then 27 additional.
All right.
And also I
Um,
knock it prone, which I don't know what that means for a giant hourglass.
You knock the hourglass over.
It has less movement
It
now.
flails on the ground. Okay, you smash the sword into it and you put a tiny, tiny little crack in the glass.
This is bullshit.
And you can finally hear vaguely Sarshan's words, and he's saying, "Find me." And then you wake up for real this time.
Oh, and I assume at this point I remember what actually happened.
Yes.
That I was in the garden and that the golden raven appeared and she stabbed Sarshan, and I tried to banish Sarshan and myself, and then she showed up in my banishment and then she took him. And now I have a favorite enemy and it's very specific.
Yep.
So I think Tsetseliya
And that's our pre-title intro. And then we have our title, which I haven't actually decided what it is yet. So it says
vote in the
Book
chat.
3, title to be determined.
We love suggestions.
All right. So, Tsetseliya, you
Yes.
lie there panting, remembering and getting angry.
Yes. I don't know if there's a getting here. I think she's been angry. How
Excellent.
long has it been since the night after? night came?
I think it is the next day.
Okay. I don't know how she fell asleep. Part of me thinks one of you probably drugged her. So if you feel like you did that, hold it in your head.
Well, you do
All right,
you do
fair
have
enough.
those teas that do help you sleep. So
Yeah, I feel like Tsetseliya would not willingly have taken that. I feel like Tsetseliya is definitely I will be up all night solving this problem. And probably she's done a couple things already, which would make sense if she's gone. Like if she raced to Dark Dance Tower and tried to get Mirren to tell her things, and then she came back and she cursed a lot, and then she started like making lists and notes, and then Artemisia was like, "Here's a cup of tea."
I'm
She
drinking from
blacked
the
out.
same pot. Look.
Yeah.
so now you are awake,
I'm mad.
slightly groggy, but mostly upset, and it is time to go to work. Meanwhile, Artemisia, it is early in the day, and you didn't sleep well at all last night, unless you also took some of the drug tea.
Well, I mean, so Artemisia also had stuff that she needed to do last night. She needed a particular spell scroll, but I figure once she got that, then she would go and drink from the same pot as Tsetseliya, and so
Okay.
then she would also fall asleep. So
All right. So
Stealing my drugs.
you also awaken. Maybe you took a lesser dose, however, and so you didn't sleep until high sun, essentially, which is what Tsetseliya did. So already burned half the daylight.
I am so angry right now.
So much to do. But Artemisia, you wake up around dawn, fairly well rested, but like still reeling from what all happened. And Charity arrives with your morning tea, and she says, "Oh, my lady, you're awake."
has the household been running smoothly in our absence? I know that we need to repair the walls from the last fight. I will hire someone as soon as possible.
With the caveat of the wall having been blown outward yesterday. Yes, more or
Probably the
less.
vampires.
This is only the third time I've come with your tea. You've stipulated that I should arrive every half hour starting at dawn, and it is now an hour and a half after dawn.
Why, I appreciate it. We've many things to do today.
Oh, of course, I'm sure it's far beyond my understanding, but I'm forgive me if I speak out of turn, but I'm so sorry that you have so much to deal with, and I wish you luck in dealing with it.
Oh, why? Thank you. And I appreciate that you and Varys and Bo, I mean, despite the fact that Bo's a ghost and is dead, like Artemisia's still going to list him, are taking care of Briar House and making sure everything is functioning here, and so that we have a place to come back to.
Of course, of course. Right, I should get morning feast ready. Excuse me, please. She bows and then heads out, leaving you alone in the room. As you were lying there in bed, looking out the window at the very nice Westgate day out there, you see a small emerald butterfly alight on the windowsill.
Oh. Oh, shoot. Oh, she's torn in two directions. She's got her scroll she wants to cast, but she has to follow the butterfly.
No, it doesn't seem to be going anywhere. It lands there and it flexes its wings.
Let's see. Actually, I don't know. DM, will you let me have this? Artemisia has been planning for a while to go butterfly hunting. So, are you okay if I say that she has a net that she has purchased? It's okay if you say no.
What kind of heartless monster would deny you a net?
I feel like Artemisia could easily have fashioned a net out of one of her least favorite scarves.
That's true, yes.
And I don't know what kind of sticks Artemisia has access to, but I think you can figure something out. A
Sure,
broken badminton racket, which in the realms is called Tosselcock or something.
Tosselcock. A fallen curtain rod, yeah.
Yes, you have a Tosselcock racket and a long sock. Yes, you have a net.
Okay. So she's gonna go carefully. She's gonna get the net, and then she's gonna
Climb out of bed in your nightgown.
Yeah. She's gonna get it. So I don't know if I need to roll dex or something.
Yeah, you need to make a dexterity check, please.
Okay. Come on, butterfly net. You can do it. That is a 11.
Oh.
Okay, you bring the net down. You totally miss the butterfly. It flaps out of the way and starts heading across the yard.
I mean, so obviously Artemisia also has some kind of robe, because she's just that kind of person.
Well, yeah,
So-
you have your sleep attire, you
Yeah,
have
and
your
then the-
your dressing gown, and you have a robe. You have several robes. You are on the second floor, I should remind you.
Yeah, but she's got telekinesis.
Sure.
So, she's gonna wrap her dressing gown tightly around herself, so she's
Okay.
decent, and then she's gonna cast telekinesis.
Decent
go.
by Artemisia standards. Decent by regular person standards. Okay. And you're just gonna telekinesis and then go out the window.
And follow
Okay.
the butterfly.
Yep. You go out the window. There's this rush of wind. The door opens, and Charity goes, "Ah, Lady Terrarone, morning feast." Huh? Did you get lost in the walk-in closet again? I'll still look for you. Anyway. Okay. Meanwhile, Rogar, Stong, and Caliph. You have got an early start on the day.
All right.
Did
Don't worry, I'll fix it.
Stevens? Okay. Steven's camera flickered out there for a second, and we all became
We're back.
doppelgangers of ourselves.
don't worry about it.
Okay,
Randy,
great.
you're playing me now.
Anyway, Rogar, Stong,
Aye.
and Caliph, you have got an early start on the day. You know that you need to resupply, and also Stong is basically learning how to walk again, having been dead yesterday, and only now being back alive. Remember that after benefiting from a raise dead spell, you have some negatives that go away as you take more long rests. We will say that you have taken one of those long rests,
Oh wait.
but you can't just like spam long rest. It's got to be like separated by a day or so. So this is your first day back, starting over from square one.
So how far away from the house have we actually gotten since our early start?
I figured that you were at the market square, in fact, and you were touring around among the stands, checking out things you might want to buy, refamiliarizing yourself with Westgate as a city. Caliph hasn't been here for a long time. Stong again is looking for, familiar, safe places to walk and move his arms and remember how to do that. And Rogar seems thoughtful, pensive, far away. Does that seem right?
Sure.
Sure.
He's got some stuff going on.
Sure.
Okay. So the merchants are setting out their wares for the day. You can smell roasting meats and vegetables, and this early in the it's starting to become summer, and corn is starting to appear, and so there are roasted corn stands. That appears to be the thing that people eat during the month of Myrtle and then into the subsequent summer months.
I think Stong will point like a shaky hand towards the stand, and he's gonna say, "Oh, Rogar, you buy us some of that delicious smelling corn to eat?
Oh, aye.
I would go myself, but I just died yesterday."
Oh, of course, Stone, of course. And Rogar, he's very concerned, but he's also like, he feels kind of proud, like he's walking away, and it's like, you've trained your entire life to like run a marathon, and then like you came in first or something like that. Like he just raised someone from the dead.
That's
like,
right.
He's feeling pretty damn good about that,
You
actually.
basically worked a miracle last night.
Aye. So kind of like pops up just a little bit of him. He's like, oh, of course, Stone.
What you all interpreted as aloofness was Rogar's inner pride, just like,
Aye.
Hmm.
I'll go and go to shop for some corn, and of course some potatoes, because you have to have those, and some mushrooms, because you can't have potatoes without mushrooms. And
they do sell you mushrooms on a stick.
Everything
And
on a stick.
They sell you wrapped potatoes, which are wrapped in like they're wrapped in corn husks.
oh, aye.
And then
Could
they sell you roasted corn, which is partly blackened.
Could you ask them to wrap everything in bacon? Thank you.
Yes.
Smart.
You can indeed get things wrapped in roast pig. So
Oh, okay. What about roast goat?
yeah, they have some goat as well.
Okay, I'll
It
get a couple
doesn't move quite as much, but
Sure.
you do notice that the prices are very high in the market right now.
Okay.
There's still competition, but it's at least 3 times what you would have expected to pay before Westgate went through its series of disasters.
And as Rogar's picking out quantities, he looks to Caliph and he says, "So," and he kind of glances at her like bone wings, and he says, "So, what's your appetite like these days?"
Pretty good. Healthy.
Aye. Oh, all right. Good.
Corn? Can I have some too?
Oh, absolutely.
What's with the prices?
Oh, well, since you've been gone, a couple things happened in Westgate. There was an earthquake, and you were here for when the whole city, like, section of the city collapsed, right? Yeah, you were there for that. But then there was an earthquake, and then there was an invasion of Githyanki and orcs, and a peasant uprising, and a lot of fires, and a bit of flooding, and then the murder of much of the merchant council. So things are a little bit off in the city right now.
I mean, we're currently in a post-war economy, basically. It's tough to get any goods.
Aye. Oh, and a giant flaming Githyanki ship crashed into some of the fields outside the city, so that probably took out some of the crops. Aye.
So Stong is like, he tries to take the stick of corn from Rogar, but it like slips through his fingers. Like his hands can't seem to grip items like as well as he really would. And like he looks at the corn that's fallen on the ground, sadly, with all the roasted pig still sizzling on it. And then he looks at Caliph. He says, "Caliph, could I ask you a potentially sensitive question?"
Sure.
You previously died, right?
I don't think so. I don't think I'm dead.
Well, how did you... And then he like sort of gestures at like her wings, and he goes, "How did you so gracefully handle this transition?"
I said cool and then started flying.
Oh, if only I could do that.
I would lift you, but no arm strength.
Well,
And Rogar... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
You better eat a second helping of that fried pork then. Put some more meat back on those bones.
I want to try and toggle down the prices first, because these are just ridiculous prices, and Artemisia gave us a budget, and there's no way we're going to get everything in our budget, and she's not going to be happy.
Oh, you're
Did
right.
Did you describe what Caliph looks like?
Oh,
I
right.
missed it because I'm curious.
Yeah, this is a good time.
Caliph still has skin. She still has hair. She no longer has feathers. She has the skeletal outlines of her wings, and she can still fly with that somehow. But other than that, she's still other than her wings, she's still her normal self, just maybe a little more pale and gaunt, but in a healthy, pale and gaunt way.
She's a healthy goth.
Completely alive way.
Right. Healthy goth. Right.
Healthy, completely alive. Yeah.
So we have a totally not a warlock and a totally alive. And
There's
we have...
alive, there's dead. There's mostly dead, and then there's mostly alive. And Caliph
Right.
is somewhere...
Who
around here.
knows?
Mostly
Who knows?
alive.
Sure.
Yeah. Good way
Okay.
to describe it.
Rogar, your eye is drawn to a small form, a kid, you think, who
Okay.
is scoping the three of you out as though maybe to pick someone's pocket.
Would Rogar realize that he's scoping us to pick out his pocket? Or would
Oh,
Rogar
you've been
be
in
like-
Westgate long enough that you know the look.
Okay. Oh, all right. I'll say, oi, kid, would you like some corn with some ham wrapped around it? And you must be hungry.
The small figure looks up at you, and you realize that it is not a child, but indeed a halfling.
Oh,
And he goes, and then he just turns and runs away.
oh, guess he didn't like ham. All right, And then he's gonna help. He's gonna say, "Stong, come here, lean over a little bit," and he's gonna like take and try and tie like a feeding bib around Stong's neck, like just kind of hang the corner so he can kind of like just lift it to his mouth like that.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I've always seen.
Actually, you know what you could try to do? Skewer it on the end of one of Kayla's wing bones, and she'll just hold it out. So you can...
Oh, heck yeah. Absolutely. I love that.
Okay.
So a number of the buildings that you've passed by and that you're just looking out at from the market square are cracked or damaged, or some are even collapsed.
Right.
You don't see any active fires burning anywhere in the city right now, but there is smoke rising from numerous districts. And you also see a number of men and women dressed in scale armor with emblazoned with a painting, a kind of crudely painted flames around a dagger, walking around carrying weapons and looking very stern.
Where
Recognize them immediately as members of House Bleth or the Fire Knives. And you know, recently House Bleth has been trying to keep order in the city. They're not hassling anybody. They're just, walking around, making sure things go okay. One of them sees the kid running away and goes, "Hey, you there, stop."
Okay. Rogar will cast Sanctuary on the halfling.
What's the range of Sanctuary?
That is an excellent question. Let's see. Sanctuary is 30 feet.
Yeah, I'll say that the halfling hasn't made it that far away from you quite yet. And you can go ahead and cast that spell.
Okay.
Light circles around the halfling for a moment as your magic takes hold, and then the guards start giving chase to the halfling.
We're gonna say, "Good luck, lad."
Okay.
Do you think we should intervene in that?
Well, I suppose.
Is it our business, really?
Well, I suppose you're right, Caliph. Just would hate to have a poor kid be chased down over a misunderstanding, have their bright future ruined by a system that doesn't give them a fair shake.
Oh, aye, that's true. Justice should be compassionate and restorative. That's what I'm supposed to remember now, right? Okay, let's do this. Let's go. Serve justice.
So you're going to take off after the chase?
Sure. Sure.
All right.
Give it confidence.
You take off
Yes!
On the chase. They're headed to the north out of the market district. Okay.
Stong summons his Pegasus, like just kind of hurls himself onto its back and ties the reins around his hands.
So Rogar takes off trudging down the road. Kalith, are you running, flying? What are you doing?
Like flying, I guess.
All right, Kalith takes off
Really
flying.
Really confused. Like, when did Stong get a Pegasus?
Stong takes a moment to cast the spell and summon a Pegasus.
I mean,
What is your Pegasus? What does your Pegasus summoning song sound like?
I mean, it's just like a mental command that he does. But
You're a bard, though, right?
Okay, all right. Hey, Mr. Pegasus, won't you come on down and give me and my baby a short little ride anywhere I want? It's gonna be crazy.
Poof, the Pegasus appears.
Click that.
No.
and ham and wrapped corn goes flinging off of Kayla's wing as she takes off.
Okay.
Wait, no, catch.
What?
No, make sure we take the corn off first because
Oh,
this is expensive now. Gonna waste good money.
it's good
Yeah.
to have Kayla back. She's so money-minded.
All right. So you join the chase. One of you on foot, one of you on wings, one of you on a Pegasus. Meanwhile, Sturge, you have spent the night checking in with your contacts. And now that the sun has risen, you're about finished. Were you looking for any particular information?
Sturge was interested in returning to the site of or learning from any of his contacts of the fate of the cathedral.
Yes, the cathedral to the Morning Lord collapsed in the chaos of the battle.
Mhm.
And it is the news of Northwest Westgate this morning that the construction efforts, which have lasted for the last several years, are now all put to ruin. And the architect is very unhappy.
Mm.
They're also pulling bodies out of the wreckage.
Mm.
And the Eye of Justice is on site to handle that. And apparently, according to one of your contacts, there was this very stern-faced woman leading the Eye of Justice, and she kept muttering, "Adventurers again."
Oh, that's an awkward situation because Sturge's bag of holding erupted there and left the following items.
Mhm.
10-foot ladder, shovel, crowbar, hammer and spikes, one leather valise containing costumes, makeup, clown shoes, wigs, gaiters, props like a skull and juggling pins, wine bottles, red, 3, 50 feet of silk rope with grappling hooks, cloaks with 3 colors, Eye of Justice tabers, oops, night masks, picnic basket for 6, fully stocked. Damn it! 10 throwing daggers, spare rapier, tent, blanket, sleeping bag, cooking gear, juggling pins again, and a unicycle.
They found all of that, and they think that yes, somebody brought that up to Levia's attention, and she looked at it and she said, "Definitely adventurers.
Is it
Either that or there is an evil circus in town." It wouldn't be the
So-
first time.
It's almost impossible to find clown shoes that fit. Well, going to have to start over again. Also, 1 pair of dimensional shackles. I really miss those. Very handy. So,
So
Other
as you're brooding about this, your contact has just left, having told you about what's going on. As you're brooding about this, there is a loud round of laughter that comes from the bar, and you see a very large bear of a man sitting at the bar, telling a cheery story to the person waiting on him, and they're both laughing.
Do I recognize this man?
Make an insight check. Kind of size him up.
Yeah, my thoughts are too clouded. I made an 8 roll.
Okay. No, he seems fairly strong, big, cheerful. Maybe
Well,
not the
then-
type that you want to hang out with in the morning or ever,
No.
but you know.
I will go close enough to hear what he's talking about while I consider whether I want to go back to Briar House.
Ah, yes, Waterdeep, city of splendors. I've spent many a fine night in Waterdeep, I must tell you. The drink flows so freely there, and the love flows even more freely. It is truly a wondrous place. You there, he points to Sturge. Come, have a morning feast drink with me.
Waterdeep, you say? Sturge pulls up a chair.
Indeed, indeed. The company has but recently come from Waterdeep. We have heard that this city is in need of aid, and we go wherever the need is greatest.
What company? What kind of company do you represent? He's looking at him now. Is he talking about an acting company or a mercenary company?
I see I get ahead of myself. My name is Joachim Caracas, and I am the captain of an adventuring company, in point of fact, and we are here to help this city.
Adventuring company. I see. What are your terms? What are your terms of payment? What have you heard that makes it sound profitable to be here?
Simply that we have heard of troubles in the city. Monsters. A recent invasion and an earthquake has left the place vulnerable to influences profane and dark. And the company of the Full Heart has come here to keep the peace and perhaps do some good.
So now I'm examining.
Say, you sound familiar. You seem familiar. Are you an actor?
I see. You're a aficionado of the. I just lost my brain, so I don't know what the word is I was looking for. Of the
Performing arts?
theatrical, the thespian realm.
A connoisseur of the stage.
Ah, yes. Then of course you do recognize me. But I wonder. I really need to check this guy out.
I thought so. Crab and Clear, is it?
Give me a second. While he's chattering,
He does chatter a lot.
Does he have any insignia? Does he have any? I'm like, what is this guy's profession? Is he a fighter type? Is he a holy type? Is he a rogue?
Hey, I gave you an insight check and you rolled an 8.
Was that for that? Is that what I? What
Yes.
about? What
All
about?
right, he's wearing a fine brocade coat with golden thread and silver buckles and buttons, and he looks, if not exactly wealthy, sort of a working wealthy person, like a successful adventurer. If he's talking about being part of an adventuring company, the leader of an adventuring company, in fact. He doesn't sound like a local. He sounds like someone from the Sword Coast.
Does he sound like someone from Cormier?
No, he sounds like
area.
someone from Waterdeep or the surrounding area.
Okay. The Full Heart Company. I'm trying to remember. I think I've heard of you. What was your last big success? I'm certain I've heard of it.
Well, have you heard the tale of the murder in Baldur's Gate?
Well, the murder?
No. Perhaps the tale is not spread so far. It is a very complicated story in which there was full of diplomatic intrigue and deception and murders and doppelgangers, and the Full Heart played an important role in sorting out all of that nonsense.
What have you
But I
heard
see
of
our legend has not passed quite as far this way.
What have you heard of the denizens that plague this town?
Well, we heard that a group of heroes has dealt them a mighty blow. The what were they called? The knave masks. Yes, that's the one, right?
Might as well be. Yes.
The knave masks, a terrible group of vampires and their servitors, probably charmed into eating flies, no doubt. Anyway, we have heard that they are in disarray, and this is the right time to strike a mighty blow for justice and goodness.
Indeed, I think that the adventurers you spoke of, who struck a blow against them, would be delighted to hand off the the matter to another adventuring group with fresh limbs and fresh eyes and fresh gusto for the task.
Oh, I had heard rumors about that as well.
Interesting. Where are you staying?
You happen to moonlight as an adventurer yourself.
Moonlight.
You certainly have the look and the sword.
Ah, yes.
What a fine blade that is.
You recognize it as a blade. I respect your eye. Most people see it as a cane.
Another, please. They bring more drinks.
Where are you staying, Sir Jacques?
Caracas.
Yes. Mm,
But no, sir. I am not a knight. I am simply a rustic from a faraway town in the north.
I see. Where are you staying? I should like
yes.
to look you up after I've had a chance to get some sleep. I've had a long night.
We have taken lodgings at the Blue Banner, in fact.
Mm.
Although I can't say as I really like the company very much. We might be moving on to somewhere else in the city. Those House Bleth folk are a bit, shall we say, their eyes are a bit shifty.
You'll find plenty of shifty eyes here. You'll find the Eye of Justice to be rather stiff-necked in their interpretation of right and wrong. You'll find
yes.
House Bleth likes to make their own rules. You'll find the Knight masks, well, or the Knave masks if you prefer. I kind of prefer it.
I thought you might.
They respect no law, but whatever their masters desire. So, but if you're staying at the Banner, at least one more night, perhaps I can put you in touch with this adventuring group you referred to, who struck this mighty blow.
Ah, well, do you have such connections?
Indeed, I do. Once one is an actor on the stage, one makes many connections in the town.
Yes. One of my companions has, in fact, made a certain number of connections as well. Not entirely legal ones, you understand, but sometimes he's a bit too light-fingered for his own good. And it is at that point that the door bursts open and a halfling lad comes running through, pursued rapidly by two members of the Fire Knives.
Oh, Fire Knives, okay.
Pursued themselves quite rapidly by, let's see, who would arrive first? Calith would arrive first. Calith swoops in, lands just outside the door, and then walks through. Followed by Stong, wobbling on his way in. Followed distantly by Rogar, trudging up the street on his little dwarf legs, which are the perfect size, obviously.
Well, speak of the devils.
Ah!
You shall appear.
What is the meaning of this, Filch? And the halfling says, I told you not to call me that, and these folk are pursuing me, he says as he's hiding under the table, and they're trying to grab him, and then he bolts around to another table, but they're too big and they can't quite get to him.
I'm sorry, but I thought Sturge was a bad name, but Felch has got to be the worst name I've ever heard.
Yes, that's what he keeps telling us, but it's just very funny.
Yes.
You understand.
I see. Yes, I do understand.
He calls me Bear.
Yes, it's
you can call me
appropriate.
Bear if you like.
I'll call you Bear. It's much easier to remember. Thank you.
Of course.
Well, Fire Knife.
Another.
Cast silence on him, my God.
So we have Calith, Rogar, Stong,
Yep.
and two Fire Knives and a Felch.
Filch.
Walk
Yeah.
into a bar.
Filch.
Filch.
Oh,
the
that's not
halfling.
nearly as disagreeable. But no Tsetseliya and no Artemisia.
No.
Okay. Right. Well, I'm just going to sit back and watch the show here, and
Okay,
And
the halfling keeps trying to elude the guardsman. What do you three do, other than Sturge? You do see Sturge sitting there at the bar, unless Sturge is trying to be stealthy. But
Sturge is, he's trying to look ordinary, so that means he's got his
okay, roll a stealth check.
hand
Also-
over.
What is our status with the fire knives and Bleth? I know that Artemisia and Tsetseliya went to Lady Bleth and to talk about some sort of alliance, or
I don't know. Sounds a bit ambiguous, doesn't it?
it does.
29. Sturge just kind of fades.
Sturge, Sturge disappears into the background.
Yeah,
Like,
just
You got the sense that the animators did not want to animate him at all. He's just
yeah, he just pulls the elven cloak around him and steps back. If that little halfling comes close enough, he's gonna make the little lad invisible.
okay.
I think that's
Carakas stands up and he moves aside his cloak, and you see he has a sword sheathed at his waist. And he says, "What's the meaning of this, my good fellows? I see that you are representatives of House Bleth. Here you are harassing one of my charter members. I'd like to know why." And I see certain more interesting personages have come through the door. Welcome. Would you join me for morning feast? Once I dispatch with this uncomfortable business. The guards look
wants to hold
bewildered.
person Filch.
Are
Okay.
you gonna hold person?
Okay. Train of thought. Train of thought. They're chasing him. They're chasing Filch. We're chasing them. If they're no longer chasing him, then we don't have to be chasing them, and we can all stand around and talk through this and sort it out.
Yes, I like your peaceful
Okay.
method.
Filch just freezes up and cannot move.
All right. So everyone's calm and not moving anymore. We can talk.
Well, the guards are
I
looking
should
at
say it like
Carakas.
It's very
Carakas is staring at them,
Uh,
eyes slitted, slightly growling.
okay. Oh, we can do
See,
something.
he has slightly pointed teeth. Not vampire, don't worry. Just like sharp.
I feel like we check now.
Sorry.
We can tell.
He is also, this is particularly important for Rogar, extremely roguishly handsome.
Oh,
important to note. Yes.
Important,
would I do it-
important note.
if I notice that he's handsome, do I do a perception check or something to notice like the teeth or anything like that? Or?
Sure, but your passive perception took care of it, so
Okay,
don't worry
alright.
about it.
All right. Oh.
He just seems larger than life.
Oh, and I'm a life cleric, so that's impressive. All right. So well, I'll step between Carakas and the fire knives, and I will summon Vindicator.
Okay. Vindicator just appears in your hand.
All right, and then I give a. Did I notice?
It looks like
Sturge when we
it
entered?
is it's a hammer, not a sword
Aye.
anymore. Like
So
it is
silver
matched your-
flaming hammer.
Mhm. Silver flaming hammer with the symbol of Sharinlar on the head.
Wait,
I'm
Rogar,
like-
I thought we were de-escalating. What's going on? Did I get the memo?
Make an intimidation check, please.
Oh, I wasn't going to intimidate. All
I
right.
know, but you just did an intimidating thing.
19.
Oh, okay. They look at you, they look at the hammer, and they say, "You know what? You heroes have got this."
Yeah.
And then they back away and leave.
Oh, all right. That was easy. Did Rogar notice Sturge when he came in?
No.
Okay, all right.
Sturge got a 29 on his stealth check. Nobody
Oh.
knows Sturge.
Nobody knows. Okay, good.
Right? 29 is what you said?
Yeah.
Jesus. Sturge
You're pretty
is-
sure there's a stool over there.
Yeah, Sturge is melted into the shadows. Sturge is like you think there might be a statue over there. You're not sure why there would be a statue over there, and then you stop thinking about it. So
It's like in Skyrim, you just crouch down in the middle of nowhere and they're like, oh, must have been my imagination.
Yeah. All right.
So Stong
Uh,
wants to put the corn back onto Kayla's wing, and then he's gonna continue like eating it a little bit, and then he wants to like regard the halfling, and he says, happen to know? Oh wait, the halfling is paralyzed. So he's gonna turn to the guy.
that's the halfling.
Yeah.
Carakas looks to Stong, sizes up Stong.
Oh hello.
You must be Stong Macguk. I have heard of your exploits and heroism.
Oh, have you? I'm afraid I haven't the pleasure in return. For...
I am Joachim Carakas of Westgate, captain of the Full Heart Adventuring Company. We have come to Westgate to... Did I say he was from Westgate? I meant he was from Waterdeep. Anyway,
Yeah.
we have come to Westgate to help the city in its hour of need.
1 second. Stong turns to Rogar and Kalith. He's like, have we heard of this adventuring company? Or
No.
No.
can I roll like a
Make-
history or
You
something?
can make a knowledge history check, yeah.
Please. So with my temporary death penalty, or post-death penalty of -3, oh, that's still a 21.
You have, in fact, heard of this adventuring company. They are of moderate renown, similar to you, perhaps. Mostly they adventure along the Sword Coast, and they're well known in Waterdeep.
Sturge will emerge and say,
You have
"Friend,
sorry, 1 second.
Sorry.
You have heard of Joachim Carakas, who is himself also called the Bear of the Full Heart, who is a very large, very friendly, and very welcoming sort.
Does Rogar like bears?
Think-
Now I have to figure that out. Anyway, sorry.
I think Stong gets a little excited when he realizes that that's who that is. He goes, "You're that Joachim, the bear?"
I am. There are other Joachims, but I am me.
Rogar, Kalith, this is the Joachim, the bear from Waterdeep.
Oh, you're a bear. That's cool. And when Rogar
And
looks
you
to
are a
Sturge,
servant of life and love, Rogar Battle Baron, yes?
You've heard of me. And
I have. Only good things.
Oh, well, good. I hope so. And
Please come and join me for morning feast, since we find ourselves so advantageously in the same place at the same time.
That would be amazing.
Rogar will let Vindicator.
Who's
He
paying?
releases Vindicator as soon as he sees Sturge.
Okay, it disappears into the gray fire.
Did you hear Kayla's question?
What did she ask?
Who's paying?
Who's paying? Of course.
It is my treat, of course. Yeah, I see that your prices are somewhat high here in Westgate, but it is nothing compared to Waterdeep prices.
Really? Why would it
Yes,
water deep?
you couldn't imagine. Anyway, please join me. Another. And okay, Sturge, did you want to emerge and say something? Because I cut you off before.
Yes, he's just going to emerge and say, "Friends, I was just going to go look for you.
Oh,
You
Sturge,
saved me the effort.
Ah!
where'd you come from?
I was here all along." And Sturge is going to pull up a
I can
chair,
neither
and
confirm nor deny.
before he opens sits in the chair, he's going to say, "May I present to you 4, including myself, members of the 6 Westgate Irregulars.
I had gathered that. Carakas
had.
says.
You were playing
Waves his
closely.
hand. You see his he has a different colored, a different made ring on each finger of his hand.
Hmm,
Um
interesting. I might have
some
to
of them
cast-
look expensive, some of them look very, very cheap.
I see.
Never show your
Uh,
rings to a rogue.
You could pull a Robin Hood.
So I've already got my eye on that little halfling. I'm not going to allow that little dude to get near me without, within arm's reach. I'm going to always find a reason to not be within one. It could be an interesting dance, but in
My
any
lady
case-
Amakir, would you mind so terribly releasing my friend? The halfling's still like,
Sorry about that. Released.
ah,
Stong.
ah. Hey, I would have worked my way out of it eventually. Karika says, I'm sure you would have, Filch. I'm sure you would have. Shut up, Bear. What's our morning feast?
Stong,
Yes.
would you? I don't know if you're rested well enough, having spent yourself so notably recently, but I wonder if you might send to the sisters and let them know where we are and who we've met.
Oh, good idea. Stong does a sending to. I think Stong might kind of know that Tsetseliya has been going through some rough emotional stuff lately, and that Artemisia maybe has been helping her with some tea. So he's gonna send to Artemisia. And he's
You're
gonna tell
all
her-
in on it.
Okay. What do you
yeah.
send to Artemisia?
Hey, Artemisia, come over to. Are we at the Blue Banner? Is that what I heard?
He has led you to the Rotten Root.
Okay, we're over at the
It's
Rotten
just a
Root.
tavern.
Bring Tsetseliya. We are meeting with a fellow adventuring party led by Joachim the Bear.
2 more words.
My friend.
Yee-haw.
Okay, bye.
Rogar like.
Rogar like. Okay. All right, Artemisia, you received that sending.
Okay.
You are flying. You're Jean Graying it across Westgate in pursuit of this emerald butterfly, which is flitting past. Did you take the net with you?
Yes.
So you're trying to catch it while you're flying?
Yes.
Okay, this is kind of funny because sometimes you'll swing and then you'll flip over from your momentum. You go over a road and people walking by, one of them's like, hey, mommy, look, but you're already past. And so when the mother looks, there's nothing there.
Thank goodness.
It was a flying lady and she had a butterfly net. And they're like, you can catch bugs later, okay? Mommy has to, gather for the revolution planning. And then they keep going down the street.
No, dude.
You're following the butterfly and then it descends between 2 buildings into a sort of darkened alley. That's when you receive the sending.
Oh,
Okay. Running an important errand. Will get Tsetseliya when I'm back at Briar House. Is this time sensitive? How much time do I have? Okay, bye.
Okay. I can kind of picture Artemisia floating there, adjusting her hair. I'm going to have to land here.
And who's paying?
Okay.
So Eric, the viewers are dying to know. Major King 55 asks, "What bourbon are you enjoying?" Elemental says that they love your dragon glasses.
In point of fact, this is Uncle Nearest whiskey, and you can see that I have now consumed the entire bottle, and
Goodness.
it was really good.
Just since
So,
the show started.
thank you all, everybody. No, I've been drinking it for the last month or so, and it is pretty great. Yeah, I don't want to alarm
really good.
anybody, but it's the middle of August.
Yeah.
What the hell happened? Anyway,
2020, 2021. Yeah.
so yeah. Did you want to go down into the darkened alley?
Heck yeah. I mean, she's gotta get this butterfly. I think she's forgotten that when she has the butterfly, it was a means to an end, and her errand doesn't end when she has the butterfly. But
Okay. You It is in fact 100 proof. Okay. Chat was asking.
For
Okay.
a second, I thought you meant the butterfly. I was like, I don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
The butterfly is extremely alcoholic. Okay.
Sounded impressive.
All right. You descend into the darkened alley. You land softly and gingerly. You do not see the butterfly anywhere, but you got your net. You're ready. You hear a faint noise amongst the rubbish in this alley. There's the dripping of water because it did rain last night, and you think maybe it's a rat or a vermin that's amongst the boxes, and then a slim silver wolf appears from behind the boxes.
Is it Ruin?
And the wolf looks at you and then just leaps at you and bounds past you.
Oh man, I think she's gonna yell, "Wait!" Even though, like, if it's an actual wolf, it's not gonna understand.
The wolf did have very bright eyes, and it did look at you very intelligently, like it recognized you.
Oh man, I think Artemisia's got to turn into a wolf. It's a good thing that its sending already arrived.
You gonna run after?
Yeah, I'm gonna run after her.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Stong, you receive Artemisia's message back.
Oh, Sturge, it sounds like she's kind of busy. She asked if it was time sensitive, and I mean, if it's not, then it sounds like she's got something else going on.
Are you going to do another sending to Tsetseliya?
Which sister did you contact?
Artemisia.
Uh,
Guess I could, yeah, I'll do a sending to Tsetseliya.
Okay.
I say
Am I awake at this point?
you
Everything
will
was
be.
starting at dawn.
Yes,
And I
you
didn't wake
are.
up till noon.
Yeah, you are. Well, you woke up
High
at some point
sun.
during the morning, right?
Okay.
Around high sun. Yes, you'll be awake for this. So
Okay.
yeah, you send a sending to Tsetseliya.
Yep.
Okay. What do you say?
I tell her pretty much the same thing.
Okay.
So just to clarify that you guys are hanging out in a bar with an adventurer that you're excited about,
Joaquin
you
the
want-
bear.
and you want me to go down there? Okay, what is Tsetseliya gonna say back to this? Because I think that you probably caught her fresh off of waking up. And
Yeah, you were just like getting dressed, getting ready to head out.
she's gonna say, "Got it. I need to talk to you anyway. I'm not with Artemisia. Artemisia's not 3 words. Not with Artemisia.
Long names,
I
3
need
syllables,
to
1
grab
word.
some stuff. I don't know how many that is. I think that's only 20.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll just hear the next 5, whatever.
Which
words.
of you drugged me? You're in trouble. At some point it cuts off.
You're
And then, yeah, Tsetseliya's gonna go around her room and pack a bunch of stuff in a bag. And one thing that she is definitely going to grab is her wooden mask. And she is gonna put that on. She's gonna full put that on her face.
Do you is it one of those things where you like pick up your bag and your mask is like under it and you look at it and you consider it for a second and then just put it on?
As cinematic as that is, I think it is more of a case of getting all this stuff and then stopping and going, I need this, and going back and grabbing it specifically.
Okay, perfect.
Because not to get it too into to dissecting the symbolism, but she is heightened emotional state and needing to go in her armor. She's gonna cover her face up.
Okay, great.
And this is a Rishami witch's mask of wood with painted symbols on it and a kind of row of feathers that is maybe not carved specifically for her face. It might be a little big.
Okay, perfect. All right. So, meanwhile, you folk at the Rotten Roots are having the Rotten Roots serves not very good food, but it doesn't matter. You're still having one of the best brunches ever.
I wanted
Mostly
to do,
because Joachim is just so entertaining.
I wanted to do an insight check on Stong just to see like how is he kind of, because did the death and like resurrection, he got kind of shriveled, right, when he got killed. Is he sort of, does he
does
look
seem
in a
wan
weakened?
and weakened.
So I was going to do an insight to see, like, I mean, he's meeting like this hero, the bear, and just to kind of get a perception of how he's feeling about, like, if he's feeling self-conscious about his appearance or his anything like that.
No, I think he's just excited.
20. Okay.
I real
Right.
quick say thank
I'd
you
let
for
you pass.
subscribing, Elemental.
Yeah,
Oh,
thank you,
yay.
Elemental. We really appreciate it.
One step closer to the Tarask. All right. All right.
Awesome. Okay. You're having an excellent brunch. Joachim is very personable, and he's telling you excellent stories of his travels. He has repeated a couple of stories that he has heard about you, which are relatively accurate. Like, they left out some of the skullduggery that you occasionally get up to, but otherwise, he does tell you this very interesting story of that he has heard about you regarding the time that you faced a mimic that was taking the form of a ladder, and it was causing you so much trouble, and you finally defeated it. But it's never been clear how exactly. He didn't hear that part of the story. The bard ended the story before saying that, and then they were attacked by orcs that swarmed the tavern, and there was a big brawl. So we never heard the end of the story. How exactly did you defeat the ladder mimic? I must know.
Chain lightning. It's our go-to. It's
You mean one of the witch sisters? I see.
Could be. We don't like to give away all our secrets.
Of course. I wouldn't ask. Well, I would ask, but I wouldn't imagine that you would feel pressured to tell me.
But I
It
can
is, of
confirm.
course, up to you.
I can confirm the latter was one of our greatest enemies for sure.
So the tale claims. And Tsetseliya, were you going to join them?
Was.
Okay, so it is at that point that Tsetseliya shows up.
I have a
Hi,
quick question.
Cecilia.
Yeah.
Oh, hey,
Over
Cecilia.
here.
Sorry, I had a quick question. So, Tsetseliya comes kind of. This has shades of when you first met Tsetseliya, because there is she just sort of throws the door open, and storms into the Rotten Root. I suspect, given how much time she's spent in these taverns, getting gigs for Stong, going back and hassling about getting the payments, covering the cost of broken furniture and floorboards, getting that knocked down a little bit, that she probably knows the bartender, but she does not respond to whatever greeting.
Yeah, he definitely gives you a nod and then looks away anxiously.
So
You look well rested.
stomps up to the she just glares down. And she is holding a bag. And Eric, did you see my question so I can be sure that I've got the other thing?
Oh, hold on. It was not there when you woke up.
Okay, but you said he dropped it originally. Is why I asked.
Yeah, but it disappeared.
No, I meant in real life. Okay, so then
Yes.
that's an interesting point, because then I don't know how to answer a question. But
Okay.
I can address it.
Okay. Here, let me respond to you, but you've described your entrance.
That's fine. She
Interesting.
comes in. She's like, I need to talk to you guys. And she does not look at Joachim and Filch.
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 Sorry, I forgot.
Filch.
Because they are outside of her goals right now.
Mhm. Joachim is like, yes, this must be Tsetseliya. I see that the tales did not exaggerate.
She death glares at him.
Perfect. Welcome, lady. Please have some food or a drink. You look like you might be interested.
Nope, not hungry.
Oh, very well.
What are you guys up to here?
Merriment.
Right. So we were just
Merriment. Fun. It must be nice to feel merry right now.
We actually this young halfling here was being chased by fire knives, and so we just wanted to resolve that situation.
Is the halfling an adult? Did I misunderstand?
Filch is like, I'm an adult.
I say he's like 30.
I am like 32.
He's still younger than Rogar.
I'm technically younger than you and younger than me, Karakata says. He says, yes, but you're old. And he's like, drink some more. And he says, you seem troubled, Lady Tsetseliya. Is something wrong?
Sorry, at what point did you think I was going to just share my business? And I don't know this guy.
I am Joachim Karakas, and I am the leader of the Full Heart Adventuring Company.
Okay,
But you seem to be busy, and I would hate to interrupt you. Please carry on. What can we assist you with?
Well, I think if you give us a moment to just chat amongst ourselves.
No, of course.
We'll be right back afterwards. Sorry.
Of course, no worries.
So, is there like a side room in the tavern that we could go to?
There's kind of a back room which is reserved for like private parties and schemes and conspiracies.
I'm not sure which of those we are.
Yeah,
but that sounds useful.
I'm just saying that's kind of the standard floor plan of Westgate buildings. There's always a back room for schemes and conspiracies.
Okay, yeah, so Stong would like to ask the waitress or waiter to use it.
Okay. Yeah, the bartender's like, absolutely. Please don't break any furniture.
Once we're inside, he is going to cast silence over the wall so that just in case somebody's listening in.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's gonna look around and ask if anybody knows where Artemisia went.
She seemed really busy.
Okay.
Oh, thought she was at Briar House with you.
Nope, I woke up alone after somebody gave me the drug tea. I had things to solve. Look, I can't just sit. I can't just go shopping, and I don't know who that guy is. Maybe I don't.
Tsetseliya, if you drop from exhaustion, you'll not be able to help Sarshan.
So
Who gave you the drug tea?
Did you give me the drug tea? I think she remembers Artemisia handing her tea and just drinking it without thinking. So you can try and convince her it was you, but...
Oh, no, Calix was guessing it was Rogar.
Oh.
Because he's like, you needed rest.
Were you
I
guys
bet
together?
you're exhausted.
And from what you described of this lady who took Sarshan, she seems very powerful, and you'd want all your spells. So resting to gain your strength seemed a wise choice.
So Tsetseliya is gonna hold out her hands and she's gonna summon her axe, but what happens instead is she summons Sarshan's sword.
Yep.
And she's gonna put it down on the table.
This curved longsword bursting with flame.
She's gonna say it is still working, which means he can't be dead.
Oh, that's
I
good.
don't know why it's coming to me, but it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work if he were dead.
I imagine there's two possible explanations. One, he is somehow able to send it to you, or two, the Golden Raven wants you to come for her.
Well, good.
Or the pack blade is, it's part of your spirit and your soul, and you two are soulmates, Rogar says. So
Tsetseliya does not make eye contact with Rogar there. But that's as much as I think she's going to show, because she's definitely she's still wearing her weird creepy mask. She says, I hope that she wants me because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find her. And she's going to pull out from the bag 3 things. She's going to set down a chapbook, which is the chapbook that Fane stuck in her pocket, which I forget the title. It was real trashy sounding.
It was Love, Die, Repeat, I
Yep.
believe.
And she's going to put down, she's like, been through this. And Fane knows things. She knew that Zarshan was trapped, that he was looping, and she shouldn't have. So she's got to have some kind of information. And then she's going to pull something else out. She's going to pull out a sack, and she's going to dump it out. And there are just pieces of gold. It is a broken golden mask. And she's going to say, that the Red Wizards gave to me. And I didn't know why. But it looks an awful lot like what she was wearing. And I don't know if we can fix it and use it that way. And I don't know if they know more. But it's got to be something.
This is pieces of the mask that the Golden Raven was wearing.
It looks a lot alike.
And
don't
where
know
did you
why.
find this?
The Red Wizards that Rogar knew.
Oh.
We went to get. What did we get from them? I forgot.
This shield.
That's right. We went
Yes,
magic
it
item
is.
shopping.
What did they say of of these fragments?
That apprentice just stuck it in my hands and ran.
Wow.
I don't know. I thought it was maybe it belonged to, an Author, a powerful witch. They fight. I thought maybe it was a weird peace offering, kind of grim.
Can Sturge do a kind of arcana and maybe even an identify on this pile of fragments?
Sure. You gonna cast Detect Magic, Sturge?
I know that Tsetseliya can do that. Is it magical?
I assume that I have done this.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be magical.
Not right
Can I-
now.
Can I nevertheless so it identify only works on magical things?
Yeah.
What about arcana? Like,
You can make an Arcana check, sure. Go ahead.
whoops, that was athletics.
I will
Sorry.
say I do have one more thing.
19.
Athletics check. I pick up the pieces and I jam them back together. Oh!
Yeah.
Okay. You got a
19.
19.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're kind of putting the pieces together like a puzzle, and it does turn into a mask, like a face mask, and it seems to be very well fitted for a particular face.
Oh. So this is a custom job. This isn't a generic mask, rather like other masks I've heard of.
Yeah, it's about sized for a kind of relatively small to medium humanoid human face.
So elfish face or
Maybe.
human, like really slight face, or
Yeah, generally speaking.
Tsetseliya, does this look anything like the masks you're familiar with from your people?
No. Does it look like? I'm assuming it looks like hers.
It
It's-
looks like what the Golden Raven was wearing, which is not quite a
No.
Brishemi witch mask.
But it's
No.
fitted like them. It's
It
like a
doesn't have the
custom.
markings.
right.
Yeah,
That
it
could
doesn't
be
have any
anybody's
markings. It's just a
mask.
plain gold mask.
You
It does
wouldn't
have
do that.
eye
You need
slits.
to know whose mask it is. And
It has no eye slits.
It does have eye slits.
It
to
does.
say, holy crap. That got creepier really quick.
Just looking through the gold.
I'm
Has
gonna
6 eye slits.
just do an investigation on it to see if there's any markings, even very fine, tiny ones, that I can see.
You don't find
26, natural 20.
If
Nice.
found, return
don't
to
find-
Raven Queen at 8.
I'm sorry, but you don't find any particular markings. No.
Okay.
But you're
there's not
really
like a-
sure, apparently.
Can we all
and
just
then-
try on the mask real quick to eliminate that?
You can put the mask back together like a puzzle. You have successfully put it back together.
And there's no like hair stuck to a piece of it or anything like that.
No.
I mean, the Red Wizard's got it from somewhere.
Well,
And if
maybe
it's
we
not going
should-
to be a story about, hey, so we murdered this witch, then I think we should know.
I think we might need to interrogate, or rather thank, that young apprentice and find out what they were thinking and why.
There's one more thing.
Hmm.
We went into Sarshan's memories, and Stong remembered that spell. Remember the dream of the blue veil?
Yes.
And you stole her feather. Do you still have her feather?
Oh, yes. Shall
Because I
add it
know
to
Was
the
it
pile?
in the bag of holding?
No,
Thank God.
Okay.
it's not something that needs to be in a bag of holding. It's light as a, well, you know.
Light as a feather, buried as a corpse. Yeah.
She's got something in her hand, and she's gonna look right at Sturge. She's gonna say, because if you've got the feather, I've got the caster. And she's gonna open up her hand, and she's holding the antidote that Sturge gave her in after they fought Lazar. The cure for the lotus poison that he's still suffering from.
So
She's
he
gonna say-
lived.
That's what you found. When we were down in the
Oh, yes, I
Good
remember.
Lord, the Duke of Whispers, and you found those signs that he's still alive. He's still suffering
Yeah.
under that poison, and I know he knows that.
And I see. I think that's an admirable plan. It's a dangerous plan, insofar as Lazar is very dangerous. But perhaps you know better than I do what he may owe you after that. Perhaps he'll leave you alone. Yes, I like this plan.
Maybe you just gotta find him. So that's what I've got.
In the meantime, can Caleb just like take Stong aside and be like, okay, please catch me up. Who's the Golden Raven?
You were there for that part. You were there for that part, to be fair. But
The Golden Raven?
Well,
I don't know if she saw it. Like,
no, but Tsetseliya
Right.
came in screaming about it, so I figured she gave you a rundown. But that's okay. We can do it again.
yeah, this is
Okay.
good for, recap.
Okay. You hear a faint commotion from the outer room, mostly Joachim's hearty laughter and
wait, the
toast.
silence spell is up. You can't
Oh,
hear anything.
that's true. You don't really hear anything. And then the door opens, and who should come through but Ruan, silver-haired, handsome, put-together elf with green emerald eyes. He steps through the aura of silence, and he goes, "Oh well, that would explain it. I was knocking, and they kept trying to drag me into their morning feast."
You know, that or the fact that you're not particularly welcome.
Oh, they seem to really like me. Oh, you mean here? Yes, I have a few things to talk to you about.
You mean
Oh.
apologies, perhaps?
He looks at Tsetseliya, and he's like, and he looks at Rogar, and he's like, yes, apologies. Wait, where's Mia? So meanwhile, across town, Mia is running after this silver wolf, who she thinks was Ruan. And the wolf leads Artemisia out of the town to a series of trees kind of in the northwest of town. There's a tavern near here, and you can see it. You can smell unwashed bodies and drink and lazy humans in this place. But the wolf leads you on to a grove, which is shadowed by the canopy, and then stops and turns to face you. You're in your wolf form. What does Artemisia's wolf form look like again, for the benefit of the audience?
So she's like a regular gray wolf, but bronze colored. And also a lot of like real world wolves, if you look at them sideways, they look like a dog, but if you look at them head on, most of them are very narrow chested compared to like more barrel chested, sort of like huskies or something like that. So as far as wolves go, Artemisia is like the narrow chest wolf, sort of turn her sideways and she disappears, kind of lanky. wolf with the bronze coloring.
Uh-huh. The wolf looks at you. Seems to be scrutinizing you. The wolf doesn't have the same green eyes that you would have expected from Ruan, but silvery eyes.
Where's the butterfly? There was a butterfly. I was chasing the butterfly. Where is it? Are you a real wolf? You don't look like a real wolf. I'm not a real wolf.
No, you're not. The wolf says in a woman's voice. I mean, it's a wolf barking at you, but you can tell that it's a woman's voice. But you are as well. You are everything I could have hoped that you would become. And the wolf stands up and turns into a silver-haired elf woman.
Oh man.
And she says, "Daughter." And on that note, we're going to go to break. Queue us up for 10 minutes, Yang Yang. We'll be back. Don't go away. In the meantime, if you could turn into an animal, what would it be, and how would it look different from other animals of its type?
That seems like fun.
All right, don't go away.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Hey.
We have a little bit of filler to do right here. We thought we'd discuss some of your excellent animal choices, perhaps offer some of our own.
Yeah.
Oh, I hadn't even thought of it. Yeah.
So Elemental says they would be a lynx, but black with silver eyes, long flowing tail, leopard-sized, small silver D20 hanging from a thin dark blue collar. That's cool.
Yeah, ahead of
pretty.
that, Naya Nuri, who's joining us for the first time, or at least commenting for the first time, so they would be a snake.
A snake! Like badger, 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 badger snake? Do you know that
it's-
song?
Mushroom,
Never mind.
mushroom. I
Yeah.
thought it was. No.
Or like wrap 3 times around a
Snake.
gazelle and then swallow the whole snake.
Sorry, I'm a little bit late, everybody. Did you take this time to fill in, Kayla, about what?
No,
had
we
been
were
happening?
chatting
Oh,
about what the answers to your question were.
fair
A lot of people chose an animal and then changed the color so that it was largely black.
Oh,
Yeah, people really
Black,
like
black and
animals.
silver seem to, yeah.
So we have a bunch of emo people in our audience. That's
Yeah.
cool. That's cool. It's fine.
Romantic.
It's fine.
Or
Look
bad.
what I'm wearing. It's a black and white shirt that says "When the DM smiles, it's already too late." So we're good.
Yeah, so Deadman43212 says a large pure black with silver tips Siamese with glowing golden eyes.
Oh, nice. That sounds awesome.
And then Meyer Doug says a snowy owl but with inverted colors, aka black with a white dot.
Shay said, if Shay turned into an animal, she'd be a white fox. Yeah, that tracks. That makes sense.
I
Okay,
pick a lemur.
a lemur. Excellent. So
Really good eyebrows.
I think we wanted to see what would become of Artemisia. So we'll go back to Artemisia. You're in the grove.
Yep.
You're still a wolf,
Yes.
but this woman is speaking to you and you were understanding her
Mhm.
while you were a wolf.
So here's my thought. Artemisia is literally going to die inside with the idea that she's going to see mom with like her hair in a simple braid and like in her dressing gown and whatever. Like she wants her armor of clothes on, but there's nothing to be done for that. So I think the wolf doesn't care, so the wolf would have no reason not to turn into a half elf and strand her in this situation.
Okay.
So half elf Artemisia is standing there, and I think that
In your dressing gown.
in
yeah.
your dressing gown, but minor illusion, I was looking up the size. I don't think with the size of a 5-foot cube, I don't think she can get her hair, but she could at least like do a minor illusion of her usual clothing. So her hair will have
It's
to
gonna
stay.
hit your head and line up 6 inches. In your bare feet, which is worse, messy hair or bare feet?
Decisions. Okay. You ensorcel yourself to make yourself put together
Yes,
on
very important.
in a rush.
Yes.
She's watching you and she says, "It comes so naturally to you. The power."
Okay. So you were talking about hope, and I don't believe that you hoped anything. I don't believe that you even thought about me, but that is beside the point. There are 2 very important things that I need to say to you, which is why I was chasing the butterfly. One, do not go near Tsetseliya. She will try to kill you, and you may well say that she could never succeed, but you would probably hurt her in trying to prevent her from doing so, and I don't want that. And second,
She just
what do you know about
nods.
the Golden Raven?
The golden raven.
Because your butterflies were in a vision that we had about
vision.
her, that I heard described to me.
I see. Straight to business.
Well, what else do you want me to do? Welcome
Fair
back.
enough.
Thanks for abandoning me.
Fair enough. I do not know of this golden raven of which you speak.
No.
You said you had a vision
So somebody had a vision
of
that,
me.
yes, apparently.
What was the context of this vision?
So, well, you knew I was here because you sent your butterfly. Do you know about Sarchin, my sister's lover?
Her face darkened slightly. She says, "The night of the piercing. Yes. He is the danger to her. I have come to you to see if we can save her from him." And for other reasons as well.
Yeah.
But you wanted to discuss
Thanks.
business.
So it was a vision involving him. I think that you have never liked him in any...
Why would I like him? He serves my mortal enemy. She is the reason I had to abandon you both.
Wow, okay. So I don't know if I believe you that my sister's patron is bad, because my sister apparently thinks that isn't so, and between the 2 of you, I'm gonna go with her.
Your sister's patron.
Yes.
It is already too late.
I shouldn't have said that. Maybe. I don't know. Help.
She just looks devastated for a second. And she's like, "Prophecy has been fulfilled. Despite all my attempts to thwart it." What?
So is the world gonna end now or something?
She steps toward you for a second and then kind of stops herself, and she says, Are you also sworn to the part of the piercing?"
No. Very much no. She's gonna point to her scales. Because of these, I don't need any other magic. This is far and away enough.
Prophesied that she would take my daughter from me, and it has come true.
You got rid of your daughter.
To protect
First.
her, to protect both of you from that terrible fate. Yes. Perhaps it does not matter. Perhaps it is too late. But she is still her. She is still herself.
Oh, poor Scott, that's the spear witch.
Artemisia, you should make an insight check. I'm just saying.
No, that's true.
You hear Tsetseliya's voice inside your head.
Exactly.
Con knows a con.
Tsetseliya's voice going, don't trust her. Don't trust her. Poke, poke, poke.
16.
And she seems pretty sincere.
Okay. So, well, okay, what now? You can't help us with what we need help with, and I guess that your prophecy thing is done, so...
It has taken me years to find you. I should never have abandoned you. That was all in the past. It has taken me years to find you. I knew that the heart of the piercing would not stop until she had found one of you to claim as her own. I failed.
Yeah, so I don't know where...
Failed as soon as I made that pact with her.
So
Where is your sister now?
that is a no. You see, the whole point of this was finding you to tell her to stay away from... to tell you to stay away from her.
Yes, of course.
Because with the trying to kill and the nobody coming out of that in any good state. So you're just going to stay away from her and I guess leave again, maybe, because...
She looks up at you and her eyes narrow slightly. Is that a threat?
There's 6 of us. There's one of her. I'm just saying.
There's not 6 of her with that there. right?
Okay, fine. Fair point, Caliph.
Like her features look a little vulpine and she looks at you. You can see the wolf coming out a little bit. It looks like something Tsetseliya might have said, honestly. Like it reminds you a little bit of your sister in one of her like tough moments.
Yeah, she is thinking a little bit about like how does she handle Tsetseliya, but she has not quite figured out how best to handle Tsetseliya either.
Give her some tea.
Would you like some tea? See, I'm drinking from the same pot.
Serving the hot tea.
Fool, you've drugged us both. I know, that was the point.
It's not a threat from me. I wanted you to... When I was a little girl, I, of course, abandoned by your mother, you imagine that she's somebody who's going to sweep back in and be beautiful, elf, noble, queen. But you know what I imagined? I imagined that when you swept back in, my stepmother would realize that she loved me so much that she didn't want to give me up. And so my stepmother is quite a powerful wizard. I imagined that she would fight for me, but that was a little girl's dream. And now you're here, and I have no wish for Marcelia's regard. And I don't know why you would want to stick around, knowing that it will only bring you into conflict with Tsetseliya.
Because you are my daughters. You are blood of my blood.
Need that blood for rituals?
It is destiny. It is the call of our pack.
Oh, I can't stay here and listen to this. It's too convincing. She's actually, and probably her minor illusion has worn off by now. So she's gonna turn and turn back into a wolf because she's gonna run back to town.
Stoutha calls after you and she says, when you find your sister, tell her that her false father is mine to control and punish. And if she wants him, I will give him to her.
Okay. So the wolf, who is much more, well, Artemisia's been fairly straightforward, but I think the wolf is going to turn back and say, I know for sure that my sister doesn't want anything from you. So, and that she should
Perhaps
go
I
near
should
her
just
father
let
anyway.
him die then, if that is her preference.
Well, that's for her to
I had been
decide.
saving him for her to kill at her leisure. But she does not care, and there's no purpose.
I think I gotta talk to her. I can't think like this, so she'll know. I'll ask her. Yeah. So, but stay away, and then she's gonna run off.
Okay. So back at the tavern, you're all gathered in the secret conspiracy room with Ruan.
All watching
He's looking
Ruan.
very sheepish. He says,
Sheepish or shady?
sheepish and shady. Okay, so to begin,
Mm-hmm.
I apologize for not being around very frequently.
Oh, I hadn't noticed.
Oh, well, I hadn't been around very frequently, and I am sorry. I am sorry for bursting a hole in the side of Briarhouse. I'm sorry for that as well. I thought it would be heroic, but it was mostly impractical.
Well, we told Artemisia it was the vampire, so she's not here. We'll not mention it again.
Fair enough. I want to apologize to you specifically, sister. I have hurt your feelings and I have seemed untrustworthy, and that is unfortunately the case. I am not particularly trustworthy, and I apologize for leading you to believe that it is otherwise.
It's fine. We're in the middle of something, Ruan.
I can see that. I wouldn't have intruded, but I couldn't hear through the silent spell, and they said you went back here, and should I go?
She's gonna look to Rogar and be like, it's up to you.
Rogar knows that Ruan, most important to Ruan is his
He looks to
sister,
Rogar too.
Oh, dang, you're in the middle, dude. Sorry.
and that, you know, his sister, his whole thing is about his sister and wanting her to be safe and wanting her to be happy. So he's like, this is obviously going to affect that. So he's like, oh, he can, I'm fine if he stays. We'll talk later, Ruan.
Yes, of course.
I wonder sometimes how many allegiances he has. Hasn't that been a problem in the past?
Are you saying that to someone in particular, or are you just saying it to the whole room?
He's saying
I'm
it to
saying
Ruan, like looking him in the eyes.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
we're all there, right?
Yeah. I just wondered if this
cast
was
a
a
message spell
like,
to each
was this
person
like a lean in,
individually.
like whisper to Tsetseliya kind of
No,
thing?
no, this
or was
is-
it a interesting, Ruan?
Yeah, yeah.
wait,
I
not
mean, I want
respond.
Ruan to hear this, but I'm sort of talking like he's not there. but-
I wonder the same thing.
I did come to tell you the truth, in fact, but I don't want to interrupt you if you're in the middle of something important.
Spit it out, Ruan.
It's not that Rogar doesn't
I-
trust him. but maybe he'll just quickly cast Zone of Truth in the room.
Ooh,
Okay.
that doesn't say lack of trust at all. Why would you think that?
Oh, no.
Okay. Ruan looks at Rogar like he knows how the spell functions because he's seen Rogar use it before. And he nods. And he says, I do have divided loyalties. I came here on behalf of our mother.
Which
To watch-
mother exactly?
Skaha the Spear Witch. I am here to watch over Tsetseliya and Artemisia.
Only
It took me
watch
a long
over.
time. It took me a long time to find you, and then you came here before I could report back, and I followed you through the portal from the endless winter. Do you remember?
She is just gonna stare at him.
Yes, but for a long time, when you went away, I looked for you, and I eventually found you. And Mother was wroth with me, but ultimately she softened and allowed me to watch over you from time to time. And this most recent time that I went to find you recently, several years ago, recently, right? And you had left, and the cruel, evil wizard that she left you with was very angry, and he and the other wizards chased me, but I eluded them, and it took me a while to find you again. And I followed you, and eventually I found my way into the endless winter, and there I was trapped until your patron brought you back there, and then I could follow you out again. I'm sorry, Tsetseliya, I couldn't tell you. My mother had put a curse on me that was only broken after I should have told you earlier. It's true.
Rogar, in case Tsetseliya didn't notice, he says, I cast a Zone of Truth too. I know you would have a hard time trusting what he said, so okay.
I appreciate it. When you did it, she gave you the not death glare.
Okay.
Hey, maybe you're slightly off the T hook now.
All right.
And for a time I thought she was gone. I had no way to contact her. I didn't know where our home was from here. But she has returned, and she spoke to me, and we argued, and I don't want to serve her anymore. I want us to be a family.
Rogar reaches
all.
out and takes his hand when he says that to support him.
She's here?
Yes.
Where?
I don't know for certain. She came upon me unexpectedly and took me to her grove.
Are you telling me she knew exactly? Well, no, I always knew. She had to know exactly where I was. She left me there. It's not like I went far.
She knew
You
you
knew
were
too.
at the rock, but she didn't know where you went after you left.
Yeah, it's really hard to, pin someone down and spy on them when they have free will and agency and things. You talk to her again, you tell her. She's gonna say something in Rashemi that would be me spending the F-bomb, but I won't do that.
A Rashemi saying for everyone playing bingo.
That is off the bingo board because I was so crap at it.
Okay.
So she tells her to F off, but in Rashemi. She figures that she's got to at least know enough at Rashemi to know the curse words. if she, hooked up with
Stand too close to the river and the flying fish will flick water at you.
I think it's got to be more obscene than that.
But like really dirty.
I'll think about it and post it in the Discord when I come up with something.
Fair enough. He nods. And he says, it was a mistake that she gave you up, but she did have reasons for it.
I don't care. I don't care.
I know.
I don't care.
I know, and that's why I left her as well. Because she was wrong, and it was wrong.
Because, whatever bad reasoning made her do it the first time, she went and did it again. None of this is the thing that parents are supposed to do. She just, you know what? I have too much going on to deal with her self-absorbed whatever is happening here. So you can go home, go tell her that. For right now.
Okay.
You have these
Yes.
3 things.
I want to help you. I owe you so much. And I want to help you.
I don't know if Tsetseliya is sure why Ruan believes he owes her something, but in this moment, I think she's a little goal-oriented and she's not going to argue with it. But she's going to look at him and she's going to look and check that the zone of truth is still going. Yeah?
Aye.
Solid. Just going to be like, are you going to go back and tell Skaha what we're doing here?
I don't know where she is. She came to me.
If she asks you, she going to tell her?
What do you want me to tell her?
I don't want you to tell her anything about me.
Then I won't tell her anything.
I don't care what she does. I don't exist. Because I'm done with her, she can be done with me.
And Rogar will say, Ruan, before you warned me against Sarshan, and now Sarshan has been taken by someone called the Raven Queen. Do you know anything about that?
The
Golden Raven.
Or the Golden Raven, sorry.
Jesus, if you got caught by the Raven Queen. I mean, we still don't know who she is. Maybe she is the Raven Queen in her
Sorry,
clubbing clothes or something.
Okay, well, when you said that thing about I'm done with her, she can be done with me, Rowan's eyes kind of teared up a little bit. And then he looks over at Rogar and he's like,
Sorry,
then
you
he
said what?
looks back at Tsetseliya and he says, our mother
Okay.
told me that she wanted to keep you away from the heart of the piercing.
Well, it's a bit late for that.
Rogar's like, what's the heart of the piercing?
It's nobody, Roker.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
friend from work.
It's a friend from work.
Zone of
She
truth.
was higher than me in the hierarchy,
Goes
but
both
we still
ways.
had lunch together. Anyway,
Right.
he looks around at the others who are here, and then he looks at Tsetseliya, and he hesitates.
Okay. Well, I've told all of you my plans. I've got these 3 ways to go about it, and I would appreciate your help. But I will say right now, if you're not going to help me, then I'm doing this alone. Because I'm not going to wonder when that sword goes out what I could have done. Who wants dibs?
Can't speak for everyone, but I promise you I will help you any way I can. You're my family now.
Oh, if she were not so mad at everything, I would make her hug you.
Oh.
She softens a little though.
Stong finishes filling in who the Golden Raven is to Caliph, and he would shuffle over to her and place like a shriveled hand on her shoulder. Says, "Of course I'll help you. I would give my life for you.
Cover his wrinkled old hand. Whatever. I don't know what happened to you exactly. You're
Stong does
desiccated?
look like he's aged like 20 years for a human, which for a half orc is like 3 years.
Or it's like I've
just
been in the
kidding, just
pool.
kidding.
I've been in the pool for too long.
Yeah.
I'm raisin.
I was going to say he sounded a lot like Keanu Reeves right there.
Oh.
If you play this, if you play
Keanu
this
Reeves is the
recording back-
opposite, though. Keanu Reeves is a vampire. Anyway. Whoa.
Good on
Well,
the
Rowan
search.
nods and he says, I will help you, sister, because I wish to be your family once more.
That was
Nice,
Ruan.
nice. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's in a zone of truth. That goes a long way to, well,
Don't stab him yet.
yeah.
Hey.
if we're doing the group with all the like metaphorically hands in the center before we are like break, we're gonna do this thing. Can Artemisia like run as a wolf to the?
Eventually, the door opens silently because it's still in the aura of silence.
She stopped at the Silk's Dawn to get real close.
Okay. And then Artemisia comes in
Priority.
fully dressed and ready to go.
Sorry, I'm late. Oh, Tsetseliya, you're here. Okay.
Yeah, I'm awake
Sounds-
too.
Sounds like the first thing we need to do is locate your father, Tsetseliya. Do you know where he is?
Why is that the first thing we need to do? I must have missed something.
With the spell.
Partly because it would be really fun to finish the job. That's my guess, Sturge.
Yeah, didn't you kill him? Ruan
Hmm.
says. Like you stabbed him. Like,
well,
like in the heart, right?
yes. He's harder to kill than he looks, but he's suffering on the edge of death. I don't know how he survived, but Tsetseliya needs him now, and she has just the thing to convince him to help. Seems as though we ought to find him.
If we had a lead on where he was, but it was with somebody really awful, would we still? I mean, I guess we'd probably still
talking
want to
about-
follow that lead.
Lilton
go
again.
Go up with Lilton! Say it at the same time.
Why would you say that?
Where have you been again, Artemisia? Why did you have to change your clothes?
No,
Oh,
no. I think it's all going to show on her face, but you won't necessarily know why. She's going to
Go
say,
ahead and make a wisdom save, Rhiannon, by the way, for Artemisia, because you just stepped into a zone of truth. So
"Oh no!" I rolled well, 22.
okay, you can lie if you want to. You can tell that you stepped into the zone of truth. It's not compelling you to tell the truth.
Okay.
How it works.
Well, so
yeah.
say it was Lilton, and I was the only one who went and like dealt with him, so none of you had to talk with him. I could just go and get Lazar's location, right?
Yes, I don't like. That man has a weird effect on you.
There is another way.
What's that?
Yeah. What's that?
Stong can simply send to him. Ask him where he is. Tell him the deal.
Hey.
No skaha necessary.
Wait, you don't know about
No,
her.
you don't know about her.
Oh, no,
Or just telling us it's Lilton.
No,
no
Lilton
disagreeable
necessary.
Lilton-like character necessary.
But that is, I do like that. I do like that if he'll tell you. How do you
For
get
the
him to tell
antidote.
you? That seems
Does he
likely.
know?
Yeah,
Does he know you have the antidote?
he does not.
Hmm.
He does not. And it seems like from what we found in the Duke of Whispers' secret hideaway, that the vampires aren't sharing.
Hmm.
I think that's a good start.
Yes, let's do that.
Yeah.
No need to talk to anybody. that we don't want to talk to.
Did you run out of sending?
So I do have one sending left, but my question is am I familiar enough with Czar to just send him directly?
You met him, right?
I have. We've crossed blades. We did not share a friendship montage, however. He did not tell him about my interests. He did not tell me about his past relationships and his broken hearts.
But if I tell you those things, does that count?
Do I know if it counts?
I don't think you need to know him intimately.
I think these are DM questions.
Yeah.
You could send a sending to him. Yes.
Oh, I think I could send
a
a
sending to
him.
the Night King if you wanted to. You could just annoy him.
Hey, what are you doing?
Remember that time when I almost pushed you into that big black thing and you were all like, oh, and I was like, yeah, and then you went poof and I was like, oh, you remember that?
You could just send him.
I've been
just-
practicing my pushing.
You could just repeatedly send him sendings that go
Buy my music. Buy my music.
25 times.
Oh yeah, so Caitlin still has that soul in a Pokeball.
Ooh.
That's right.
Oh,
The
wow.
count of coins, right? That's the one that Tsetseliya chopped in half.
Oh.
That's a vampire soul.
With some help.
Do they have souls?
Vampire? No.
It was narratively allowed, if I recall.
Yeah, it was too cool not to do.
Yeah. Vampire
Yeah, does that
essence.
vampire happen to know?
Yeah, we should ask can you talk to the
You talk to
soul
the
in the
soul?
thing?
Yeah, I can ask it questions.
You
Oh,
shake
do it.
Does it have to obey you and give you truthful answers?
Answer
Okay.
unclear.
Here, let me look this up.
Yes.
I think we have a lot of ideas, and we should start taking care of them next time
Mm.
rather than try and drag it out farther tonight. So this has been a good, auspicious start. You have some leads to follow. You can all do some thinking and decide how you want to proceed. So we're going to call it for tonight. I have been Eric Scott DeBee, the DM of this campaign. I could do a little epilogue thing, and maybe I should, because I had one prepared. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that.
Do it.
So, meanwhile, in another time and place, Sarshan awakens, straining, muscles taut on a stone floor, and he pukes up some blood onto the floor. And a voice echoes around the room and says, "No, no, no. Not sufficient, my knight. I'll need you to do it again. One more time.
Oh, no.
Show me what I want to see." And he says, "No, not again." And she says, "It is inevitable, my knight. There is no escape from this cycle, no matter what you try." And he says, "I will keep doing it. I will save her. I will save all of you." And she says, "Oh, my knight. I look forward to watching." Take it away, Aaron.
I feel like he's got that backwards because we're going to save his ass. I'm Aaron M. Evans. You can find me on Twitter at Aaron M. Evans. You can watch me on Wednesday mornings at 11 on twitch.tv/CNE Games with B. Dave Walters and Trevor Bettis, where I talk about the lore behind the game of our sponsor, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. You can check them out at idlechampions.com. And really quick here, I want to give a shout out to another channel. Trevor, who I mentioned, is hosting a fundraiser on Sunday on his channel, twitch.tv/TheTrevor. There is an A hiding in there, for the inestimable Lee Goldberg, who does Griddle Champions every Friday on twitch.tv/CND Games. He is raising money to cover a move, and he is doing his cool pancake art. If you, I know I retweeted it, I can post it in the chat. That if you donate $30, you get a spot in the pancake the pancake art list. I know that Rhiannon and I have donated for some pancake art surprise that I'm sure you can probably guess. It's a Tsetseliya pancake, guys. I actually don't know what Rhiannon picked for sure, but I have some
Artemisia,
guesses.
yeah.
Anyway, he does amazing things. So check it out at noon Pacific on twitch.tv/thetrevor.
I've been Rhiannon Held, and my latest book thing that you can look for, the first 4 novellas in my space opera series are combined together in a print volume called Idyllion, and it is now available for any bookseller that you would like to order it from. That took a little while, and I'm so happy. And try out all of our different books on the Amazon widget on the Twitch page, and then on dungeonscholars.com. And tonight, thank you to our moderators, Shay, Felderine, and Meyerduck.
Hey, welcome Raiders. Welcome from Fabled 42. Just brought in 24 viewers. You've caught us just as we are closing our stream for the evening. But
and it was
we
epic.
appreciate you. Thank you so much.
yes, absolutely. So my name is Yang Wang, and I am going to talk about 2 things. First of all, the charity that we want to highlight for this week is still the Rainforest Trust, because their work is very important, and they're one of the few charities that have a coveted 100% rating from Charity Navigator. So the Rainforest Trust started in 1988 with 3 conservationists who purchased land and protected threatened rainforests. Over the past 30 years, they've helped protect over 37 million acres from around the world. So just to give you like a little idea, like currently our rainforests are disappearing at a rate of 8 million hectares, or about like an area the size of the state of South Carolina or the Czech Republic every year. So the rainforests are an important source, to help combat global warming. It's the home to like the most species of animals and plants like in the world, and we have benefited from like so many different products, including like medicine, food, etc. So it is really important that we save the rainforests. So check them out, check out their work, consider supporting them, or let somebody know who you think would be interested in their work. The other thing I'm going to talk about is the custom Jumbo D20. I'm going to close out the giveaway in a moment when I can click the proper places. Oh boy.
I always want to do
This is
a drum roll on
exciting.
my
The
mic,
custom
but, like,
Jumbo. Yeah,
They're
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
cool.
they are very cool.
So I'm about to close the entries. If we still have raiders who want to enter, use !enter real quick. I will
Do it
give
quick,
you
do it quick.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. !Enter. Irish lad. Not giveaway. Quick. I see you trying to enter the giveaway.
There we go.
Excellent.
There
Okay.
we go. Good job.
Closing the entries now.
I'm just gonna show off mine. So it's a big D20 with a little book inside of it. I don't know if you can all see.
Fancy.
It's a little unclear, but we
Pretty
will
amazing.
post. There are some clear pictures on our
pictures.
stream, and we'll post some more pictures in the future. But without further ado, the winner for this week is Double Aught 5. Congratulations!
Yahoo!
Enjoy your Jumbo D20.
Yep, we will
Nice.
DM you over Twitch. And congratulations again.
Wait.
All right, I'm Stephen Merlino. You can also find our past videos on our YouTube channel, linked on our Twitch page below. Be sure to click subscribe to support us and the bell to get notified as we add new content.
And Emily Tay, thank you all for watching us stream and helping us make this possible.
And I've been Randy Henderson, and yes, thank you to everyone who subscribed, followed, gave bits, and it all helps us to reach our goal and apparently get us closer to being all killed by a Tarask. So, the fun continues over on our Discord. Please come join us over there. We've got great chats about the game, about gaming, about hobbies, about life and love and food and everything else. And then if
Sounds
you're
good.
if you're new to the stream, you can check us out on our website, dungeonscrawlers.com, where you can find info on the players, the characters, recaps of all our past episodes, links to all of the Discord and everything. So thank you all so much for joining us this week. Yay, book 3. Some exciting stuff ahead, I can already tell. So hope to see you next week. Until then, stay scrawling.